Hello. Hello.
Morning everyone, it seems like there's a lot of activity in the chat for completely understandable reasons. I mean, I am playing Gran Turismo 3 after all, properly for the first time on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Lovely to see. How is everybody at the moment? How is everybody at the moment? Give me a second. Add that, there we go. I want to add it a wrong cube, but yeah, how is everybody at the moment? Seconds. Just want to go through the rest of the chat when it actually starts. Welcome in Calvin. Welcome in Nando. Boy, please be patient. I just got a little held up for the first few minutes. But I'm playing this. I'm playing this right now. I found the funniest AI fail that I've ever seen in a racing game. Are you sure you're not playing Gran Turismo 4? Because that's usually where most of the AI fails in that regard. Trying to find this stream. Yeah, well, like I said, I've been held up. Welcome in, Cool Kid. Of course, you're going to be here, Cool Kid. Mr. Midnight being here as well. Ghost Rider also welcome in. Just got a bit confused with the stream. Yeah, well, yeah, I just got held up for the first few minutes. I needed to hastily make a couple of extra thumbnails and do a few extra tags for the YouTube side of things specifically. That's why I was held up a bit, so I apologize in that regard. Saturn also welcome in. Tactastic also welcome in. You playing... Oh, you're actually moving the Grand Theft Auto 4 now, Tactastic, because I know you mentioned you played GTA 3 recently, so now you're moving on to the fourth one. You're going to the gym as well, Cool Kid? That's exactly what I'm doing after I finish this live stream. That's really good to hear. How often do you go to the gym? Do the leg exercise. My body's quite weak at the moment. Yeah, leg. But the thing is, though, Cool Kid, the leg muscles are the most important muscles. The most important ones. You know what they always say? You never miss a legs day, if that makes sense. Yeah, well, yeah. I think the one thing I've learned is the best way to... Hang on, I might just turn this music down. Just a little bit too loud. I just want to make sure you guys actually hear me as well. That's the thing. The Just Chatting camera isn't on because, again, cable is plugged into it to the controller because I'm using a PlayStation 2 emulator to play this. I am going the full emulator. It's going to look in high definition, that sort of stuff. It's going to look quite sharp. 3 times a week at the moment. Stream is about lag. Yeah. That seems to happen to you all the time, Cool Kid, for some reason. I don't know why that is. I know it's definitely not a me thing. Saving the replay. What do you mean, saving the replay specifically? Do you mean the replay of, ran into a wall, kept... Oh, the replay of what actually happened when the driver went into a wall and kept trying to drive into the wall to enter the pits. I feel like that might have happened to me
shit.
once.
Here we go
before.
again.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Especially, I mean, it's just AI in general, but that, in some ways, when you look back, that is kind of its charm, especially in Gran Turismo 4. I played GTA 4, I'm probably about halfway through the story. I'm almost halfway through the story as well. You probably know that because you were there for yesterday's live stream. That was a really fun live stream playing GTA 4, actually. I really enjoyed that. Just some of the funny, there was a lot more funny moments. The glitchy swing, that French Tom day where we basically just completed the mission before we even ordered anything, which is usually the funniest way to do it, in my opinion. In hindsight, I should have probably made use of the Molotov cocktails. I remember going to the bowling alley, outside the bowling alley, grabbing it, and losing them immediately on the next mission because I ended up getting replaced with grenades, which are very fun to use. But Molotov, that's what I need to do next week when I play GTA 4. I need to arm myself with Molotov cocktails. I suppose I can get them from gun shops in game specifically for those who just arrived, like you, Red Forks. Welcome in. Whereas 100 times to unlock the F1. Usually, I have another, just evaded a 4-star rampage. You might have seen on the last live stream, I evaded a 5-star rampage. And very nearly avoided a previous 4-star rampage on top of that, if it weren't for getting spotted right on the edge. But it was still a lot of fun. Really, the trick with our cheats is just to go under the train tracks, go underground, because the police don't follow you there. You could literally evade 6 stars in that way without technically using any cheat code, so it's not cheating. Have you done the mission where you're escorting Pegorino? No, I'm not. I only pretty much unlocked the Algonquin bit of the map specifically. That's it's only the second live stream of me playing GTA 4, and I'm already up to the point where I did the first mission with Playboy X when I'm in the construction, so I think that was one of the last things I did, and also did all the missions for Elizabetta, if that makes sense. I think that's the best way to describe it without spoiling it for those who are watching the stream. I hope that makes sense. I said the first thing I did the first time was the time trials in arcade mode to unlock the Panos Sprinte race car. Here's the thing. I'm using the profile in which I actually did all the arcade mode races when I streamed this game on my the channel's 10th anniversary. That was nearly oh my god, it was like 5 months ago. Jesus Christ, time flies. Never 100% of Gran Turismo 3 of the... It's okay, Nano Boy, neither have I. I've gotten far into the game, played the game enough to get reviews out of it, but never 100%ed it. Could it happen this time? This means I'd have to gold every single license test. I'm not sure if I had the patience to do that. That might be the last... I feel like that might be the last thing I do if I ever try to 100% Gran Turismo 3, just doing those license tests. At the bare minimum, I might just do the license, just pass them, and then just do, the rest of the races, and then just do the licenses last or something. Gran Turismo 4 does become a chore after a while, so those manufacturer events are... what about... the thing is so cool, kid. What about the endurance events? The ones that go for, like, a really, 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 really long time. Like, as long as 24 hours. Well, I suppose... No. Because I'm using an emulator, I can just use a save state to stop at any time I want. I mean, that's not the genuine way of doing it, but still. You don't need to go... Oh, you don't? Are you sure? Don't need all gold... Oh. Okay, because of the B-spec. Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying, well, I suppose I suppose we can just we can't do this in Gran Turismo 3 because there is no B-spec mode, but, I've never really thought about it. We can just let the computer do its thing, show the replay, all the other driver, while I'll just chat with you guys. Maybe in a way, have the just chatting background be just the B-spec mode specifically, or something like that. Those one-lap license tests get so tedious. Yeah, they do, especially the special ones, especially in Gran Turismo 4. Especially if you're trying to get all gold. I know in Gran Turismo you don't need. Oh, well there you go. Well, the thing is though, Mr. Midnight, you can't really tell if you hit 100% or not because of glitches. Gruben Scoo, greetings from heart. Gruben Scoo, welcome in. How are you? Thanks for joining in. You just arrived in time. I only just started this stream a few minutes ago. How are you? Greetings. Yeah, must be in the middle of the night where you are from Hungary then. But welcome in. Appreciate it. I'm assuming you play Gran Turismo 3. I mean, ColourShed, Gran Turismo 3, they go hand in hand these days. Probably already know but years back, this guy on YouTube actually recorded himself doing a 24-hour race on a genuine PS2 playing GT4, and the guy actually won. That probably would have been me if I didn't resort to emulation, because I kind of resisted it for a long time, so maybe I probably would have. There should be some Game Shark codes to make the car drive itself, sort of like A-Spec. I believe GT2 had a code like that. Maybe when they do, or maybe there might be a mod that that implements it in the future, almost turns it into a completely different game. That's something, maybe that's something that the A-Spec mod, they'll probably add a B-Spec mod to it or something. You and my buddy would switch every time we pit for tires, just like endurance events in real life, tactastic. Even though I've never actually, driven real life cars in real life, I have actually done endurance races that have lasted, if PugTech was here, he would completely understand. He would know exactly what I'm talking. I've already talked to you guys before, the human-powered vehicles, those pedal bikes where you sort of lay on your back and then you pedal, and then they'd have slipstream bodies, if that makes sense. Just search human-powered vehicle. They'll be like pedal bikes, and they actually raced them. We had our own team in high school, so. And the races would last usually about 6 hours, but there have been a few 24-hour races as well. And we just go all the way into just pedaling into midnight. I know the way it worked for our team is that we would split the team. Our strategy was to split the team in half, so that one half of the team does a stretch between 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. and then the other half of the team would wake up and then pedal from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. and then everybody would wake up and back to normal for the 6 a.m. and then finish at 12 p.m. So a pretty exhausting. It can get pretty exhausting, but it's still a pretty cool experience to talk about. And I would, especially when I traveled interstate to do that sort of stuff. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I only did one 24 hours in GT3, poor PS2 being left on for days. I don't think, Ghost Rider, there are any 24-hour races in Gran Turismo 3. There are a lot of really long races, longer than some of the endurance races in Gran Turismo 2, but I don't think there are any 24-hour ones specifically. There are 2-hour ones, I think, but nothing, I don't think there are any 24-hour ones here, so that could be handy in some degree. Took any breaks from memory. Oh my god. His body, he would literally just be for literally another 24 hours, just passed out for a couple of 2 days. Welcome in, Warm Hedgehog. Good. Of course, you were going to be here for the Gran Turismo 3 live stream specifically. It is very, I mean, I certainly wouldn't encourage doing that. I certainly wouldn't be doing that. I mean, as I just described before, doing pedaling for, a 24-hour race, you definitely need to give yourself a chance to sleep at some point in the middle of it. You only get 4 hours, and then it's just straight back to pedaling. It's a very weird feeling. I'd be sleeping in my tent somewhere near the actual pit lane thing. It's near the actual pit lane, and I would just it's so weird. You literally just wake up. And then immediately, because I'd actually be sleeping with my, with my actual gear, my actual pedaling, my cycling gear. And then you literally just wake up, and then 5 minutes, and then literally 2 minutes later, you're immediately on the bike, and then just started pedaling before you even. It really just sort of feels like you feel like you're in a weird dream or something, like a lucid dream or something. That's what it feels like. That you can leave endurance races on standby in GT5, allowing you to turn off the console in the meantime, especially the PlayStation 3 cool kit. Dear God, I never felt comfortable with the idea of my video game console being on for such a long time. That's why I usually turn everything off for a certain period, even on my PC, because I've always assumed having it on for such a long time doesn't do well for the console in the long term. I wouldn't be surprised if my slimline PS2 would. I mean, is it any wonder why it's barely able to run dual layer DVDs at this rate? Or maybe it's just because the Slim itself doesn't run dual layer DVDs that well, like Gran Turismo 4 and Midnight Club 3. Those are perfect examples. Forza Horizon 3. That is another game I need to get back into very soon, since I am going to be visiting some of those places that are based on the map. The map is based on in real life. Surface Paradise, Byron Bay, Great Ocean. Well, Great Ocean Road I probably might visit in the near future. We'll see. But yeah, I've heard really good things. I've played a small chunk, I would say, only a couple of hours, just to really get footage for a Forza review. But there were a couple of moments where I'd play it leisurely for half an hour because it's a really, really good game. Anyway, I think I've said everything I wanted to say. I reckon we should get straight into it. Just give me a second. By the way, guys, I've created a playlist on YouTube that basically plays actual music made for racing music made for Gran Turismo. Yeah, I might do that, Ghost Rider. I mean, I do have it in my collection, so makes sense. There it is. Oh, it's just about to go into a replay. Hang on. Give me a second. I'm curious to know how loud. Sorry, guys. How's the volume? Is this just about right for you guys? Sounds perfect to me. I just gotta hope it's not too. I like always these overly stylized replays. There's just one other thing I need to fix up in the stream elements for a second. Make sure the review of Gran Turismo 3 actually pops up. The correct one. Seems annoying to do that, but I suppose you guys can see a cool replay in the background. Am I right? Yeah, I don't want the review of. Hang on, just gotta fix one thing. So you probably might hear my voice. Hang on. It's just one stream elements thing I need to fix up. Hang on. There we go. Just wanted to, so when the stream elements comes up, check. It gives me the most recent review of Gran Turismo 3 specifically. To be fair, Gran Turismo 4 had similar replays as well. Don't worry, there will be, like I said, there will be racing music. I've created a playlist on YouTube that's actually Gran Turismo music specifically, both from Gran Turismo 1, the Japanese version, GT3, 4, and 5 combined. So there's about 22 songs. I've also put the menu music on from... Hang on. I thought it would actually go back to the menu. Cool replays, though. Yeah, that's the Bob D interlacing playing up a little bit. Yeah, because I've actually got this on high definition at the moment. So, as you can see, I think, is this the same save profile I used? Yeah, it is. You can see all the arcade. Oh, I haven't even completed them all yet. Guys, should we just go straight to the arcade mode? Nah, we'll do the Gran Turismo mode. So, what should be our first car, guys? What do you guys reckon I should get? Usually my first car typically is a Mazda... Yeah, my first car usually is typically a Mazda MX-5. That's usually, because I always like to go for just the slightly most expensive version. Just whatever has. This one specifically. That's always the answer. Usually they mix around Dodge Viper concept. You get all the goals for the S license. Yeah, the one that would eventually become the SRT10. The RX-7. The annoying thing is... Oh, is there an RX-7 as a... Yeah, that's the thing. There's no used car dealership, so yeah, there's not much to... Yeah, you don't have as much to work with as you might think. I've only got 18,000 credits, so... Like, immediately, there's nothing available from the Nissan dealership, so it's like, ouch. Welcome in, Carlos. It was inevitable. I only just got started too. So what should I get? Oh, MR2? No. Or no, actually a Yaris would be a good idea. Is the Hello actually working at the moment? Oh. Mind you, this would probably, well, we'll go with the Yaris, I reckon. It's got to have color. This channel is called... Okay, sorry, Carlos, I didn't hear that for a second. Maybe I was just hearing myself talk. We'll get the Yaris, I reckon. Yeah, not too bad. It's been a pretty chill weekend, all things considered. Had my cousin over just to show him the house and play a little bit of GoldenEye on split-screen multiplayer. So if I ever re-review GoldenEye in the future, I've got a way to do that. Actually, before we do, we'll get the license test. Just get it out of the way. Actually, one other thing I need to do as well. Hang on a minute. I just need to go back to the menu.
Hello.
I also need to welcome in. Hello again, Nando boy. Okay. 16 by 9. What are the controls at the moment? I actually braking and yeah, because I want to use the trigger buttons for braking and accelerating. That's all. Just wanted to be sure that I got it correct. Did I have it? Hang on. Because, you know, that's the GoldenEye 76 and all it's online. Yeah, sounds like a brilliant idea. I think, I'm just wondering, is there an online feature in Gold? I think there is for the Switch, but not on the Xbox version. We gotta do it, guys. We gotta do it, unfortunately. Pressure sensitive on the PS2, so it makes sense. I'm not sure pressure sensitive... Oh, it does. The trigger buttons are actually pressure sensitive, cool kid. I didn't know that. The other PS2 emulator that I had wasn't pressure sensitive. So, is it 60 frames per second, by the way, guys? Yeah, it is. Okay, just wanted to be sure. Looks pretty good being upscaled, right? Very, yeah, it's like playing a remastered version of Gran Turismo 3. So does it actually play the music if I pass the test? If not, then I might as well... No, that was a bit too early. Couldn't agree more. I'll put it on the playlist now. Damn. Is it on... Okay, loop. It's on shuffle as well. That's good. So we mix it around between Gran Turismo 1... 3, 4, and 5. How's the music volume, by the way, guys? Is it just right? Pineapples are good for you, Foxcat. Fruit is good for you. Always try to eat at least, none from 2, by the way. Oh, wow. I got a gold. I wasn't expecting that. I just timed it perfectly. Wow. Apple a day keeps the doctor away. Exactly, Foxcat. I eat 2 apples a day, actually. Okay, this is usually my fruit intake, guys. 2 bananas, 2 apples, and 3 oranges a day. Anyway, but yeah, eat healthy, guys. The way I see it, I'm always playing a lot of computer games. I might as well eat healthy and exercise at the same time. Keep that. Been eating a lot more apples recently. Welcome in, V. I only just did the first license test, so you have not missed out on much. How are you? Yes, I got it. Yes, I got a ColourShed hello, by the way. Can you go into the next test? No. As you can see, I ended up getting a gold by accident somehow. But yeah, you get used to it. I think it's more of a texture thing, not...
I'm thirsty.
And yes, plenty of water too. Yes, I eat. Yes, I do, Nando boy. That too. I think I had a pork and a beef steak. I had both those things last night, actually. I had 2 of them. It's more just trying to break at the right time and knowing where the sweet spot is. Like, yeah, like that was too early. It's hard to figure out. Yeah, look, license tests, you gotta do them. As much as I might rip on them, you know, they're completely necessary. But the way I see it, it's Gran Turismo 3, so it's one of my favorite games. I'll just let them get away with it. Sorry, I might just turn it up a little bit for you guys. Oh, that's just a little bit too early. I'm not even trying to get the gold. I just want to be able to brake at the perfect spots. Warning, Neon Goddess. Yeah, you haven't missed out on much. I'm just doing the license test now. It is kind of a shame I won't be able to play the licensed music for this game, but yeah, that was a bit too late, but we can still get a... I'll just pass the test, guys. Okay. Oh, we can get a replay of it? Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Hang on. It's all coming back to me, these license tests. And then, yeah, you go to Deep Forest for the Coupe Turbo Plus, and then it's the Honda S2000. Jensen Munn said in a previous interview that he actually usually has fish and veg as his dinner, so I've been having the same meal and it actually tastes alright. Yeah, when it comes to fish, I do like to eat a fair bit of salmon, actually. Salmon with chili. Ooh, that's so delicious. Whether it's chili paste or just even just chili flakes. The steering's a bit touchy on the... Oh. Again, I'm only just trying to pass the test, guys. I'm not really expecting much else. Oh, I only just passed that test, too. It is really nice. It is expensive, though, so that is a shame you never see a Fiat Coupe in games anymore. Yeah, not even in Gran Turismo 7 Ghost Rider? Well, in Gran Turismo 5 and 6, you know, as standard cars, it is an interesting-looking coupe, that's for sure. A front-wheel drive Fiat with a body like that. It is very, Flake can also be very nice if cooked properly. You know, basically, what fish and chip... Basically, you know, fish and chip flake. But actually, if you catch the flake yourself and you actually cook it in an oven, it is... Ooh. Shempaska. Wow, Gran Turismo 3. I don't remember graphics being this good. Here's the thing, Shempaska. Oh, by the way, thanks again for subbing to my channel and donating 5,000 bits. That was absolutely insane. I really, really appreciate it. This is on the PlayStation 2 emulator and upscaled to to HD, so that's why it looks probably too sharp for its own good. Okay, this should be at least a pass, a more easy pass, if that makes sense. Head switch open, waiting for the stream, and then my friend and I started talking for 30 minutes, and it just flew like that. Hey, as long as you're having as long as you're having fun, that's usually not a bad thing when time flies. Salmon is the only fish I can eat. Yeah, salmon and flake; those are probably my favorite types of fish. If only I'm curious to know if you can find salmon in actual salmon in Australia. I'd happily go fishing one day and just get it myself. And you know what they also say as well, if you teach someone how to fish, you pretty much set them up for life. Because now they know how to fish, they know how to eat food. Whether you can actually live on life just on fish, yeah, that might be possible actually. It's good that the trigger buttons are actually pressure sensitive to the PS2, so you can't actually brake and accelerate to yeah, it's actually fine-tuned. Man, I can't believe this game came out in 2001. It looks so good. I also love 1/1000th of codfish pieces that we have in Portugal. Spearfishing sometime. I know that one of my uncles is obsessed with fishing. He lives near the beach, and he always every Easter he likes to go interstate somewhere. I know specifically, I just don't want to dox it. But he likes to go somewhere specifically for fishing every single Easter because he enjoys it so much. Dad's first car was a late 90s Fiat Bravo, which has the same end as a Fiat Coupe. Yeah, Fiat. Yeah, I can imagine, yeah, the Fiat Coupe, the Fiat Punto, the Bravo. Yeah, I definitely remember those Fiat cars. There was also the Barchetta as well. It's kind of a disappointment this car's not in the game as well. That is also another disappointment too. The fact there aren't as many cars as, you know, Gran Turismo 2. But obviously, this game came out early in the life cycle of the PlayStation 2. And all these cars were designed for the PS2 in mind. I'll take this and GT4 over 580. Yeah, it's just the sim. This was the last Gran Turismo. This is basically a Gran Turismo, a PS2 Gran Turismo game that feels like one of the PS1 games, in which it's simple, straight to the point, great music, and yeah, amazing graphics for its time. And yeah, you put it in an emulator, it still looks really good today. It has a purpose, unlike GT7. How so exactly, cool kid? I actually go fishing with my dad from time to time at the lake just outside London. Last time we caught about 12 fish. Wow, that must have been productive. You'll be lucky to get even just a couple of fish in Australia, which is probably a surprise. It's more about just being patient, I guess. I honestly can't remember the last time I went fishing in real life. I really don't know. I think I just don't have the patience to do it. And then, you know, I don't exactly have a fishing rod. Maybe I can do that with my... By the way, that said uncle that I mentioned, I'm actually catching up with him in a couple of weeks. He lives, you know, in the Mornington Peninsula area of Melbourne in Victoria. It's like a really fancy area. So, yeah. And might even visit some hot springs in the spa and such. In case you don't know, the licenses are harder on the PAL version. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know exactly. I know, Saturn. This is why I'm just gonna pass the tests only. I mean, I did get at least 1 gold, so I can definitely be happy with that. If they are harder in the PAL region, then it's no wonder I hated them so much as a kid, Saturn. You probably feel the same way, being from Portugal. There are tons of cars in GT7 that serve no purpose, no events. Ah, right. So you can't use them for events. Then what is the point then? You mean they're like just ineligible for any event whatsoever? But then again, there are a few in Gran Turismo 4 that are also ineligible, but still, you know, iconic. Like, for example, the Benz Patent Motor Wagon or the Nike 2022. Completely opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of years they were released when Gran Turismo 4 came out, coincidentally. Oh no, I went around that. Yeah, I didn't go around that corner very well. One thing I noticed about the license test as well is the driving assist being turned off, I think, for the license test specifically. 3, 4, yeah, I'm going to pass it. Only just, but still pass. Kazunori is a massive, yeah, or at least he's really turned into one. J Loto's tank cut, that's another example. Tactastic, that's just infamous for how hard it is. This test specifically, well, I at least passed it on the first attempt, so I'm not a bad driver. So we got 1 left. At least there are only 8, actual 8 tests in a license. At least there aren't too many. Are you talking about the one with the, what is it? The one with the Toyota, Le Mans racer. Be good to drive. At least, care for any modern GT games. Can't deny Daz did a lot for game. He did do a lot. He did do a lot for the genre. It's fine if he wants to add normal cars, but he's given us the wrong ones. Yeah, give us ones, yeah, I don't know. I guess, yeah, I think that really was the intention from the very start. Kazunori Yamauchi. If you play with automatic transmission, by the way. Yeah, I can say that again. Hence why I'm probably not going to bother trying to get all gold. I like how when you do license tests, all the grandstands are empty, because you're just doing license tests. It's a nice little detail. Ooh, I got a silver. Nice. Yeah, Honda NSX, not a bad looking car too. At least the transition and drivetrain swaps to the game, unless the cars are actually used. So drivetrains do actually serve its purpose. So at least the B license. Does it actually give you a better car if you do that? I think I just got the Toyota Yaris because it could be eligible for another event outside of the Sunday Cup. Ooh, nice. Nissan Skyline GTR. Yeah, whatever happened... Yeah, that's the thing, Neon Goss. Whatever happened to the day where you could just... Where it was mostly just Skylines, Evos, and, you know, Toyota Supras and such. There was no, like... There were no SUVs in Gran Turismo 1, for example. And there might have been a few slow cars, but you still got a higher volume of sports cars. I don't know if I'm going to pass that after that bit of oversteer, but no, still passed. Wait, MX-5 lets you beat the MX-5 endurance race for getting all golds in the beat. There you go. I should have, yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, but I don't really have the patience to do that. I'd rather just race an endurance race. I think also a Polyphony Digital, like a Polyphony Digital Cup in the special races also give you a, they also give you an F1 car if you're lucky. And I have a special way of doing it, reloading reloading the save profile in a way that lets you, so that, you know, you've already got enough points to actually complete the, Polyphony, I can't explain it properly. I think I explained it in my Gran Turismo 3 re-review. At least give me opportunities to use them in-game single-player events. Single player is pretty much non-existent in Kaz's head at this point. I will have to tackle it head-on in the future, though, because I'm up to Gran Turismo Sport in terms of all the Gran Turismo games I need to review. Sport is next, and I have it in my collection, so there's no... I think I want to... Here's my plan at the moment. The plan is to review both the Gran Turismo and Forza games in release order, specifically, which allows... so that technically means that Forza Motorsport 6 is next. And then, I think, Gran Turismo Sport. And then, no, hang on, no. Forza Horizon 3 is after Motorsport 6. And then it's Gran Turismo Sport. And then it's Forza Motorsport 7. And then Horizon 4. Horizon 5. And then Gran Turismo 7. I like to release them so I can make predecessor. So I can actually make rival comparisons, if that makes sense. Having looked at all of them. My SUVs. I mean, for me, if you're going to add SUVs, sorry, I just want to make sure. The Peugeot 2008 is actually pretty decent when fully upgraded to 600 horsepower. You mean like that Renault, what is it, that Renault Espace, that F1? Bit like that. It's all about funny. It's all about... Oh, if you hit the... Yeah, if you hit the actual cone, it immediately fails the test. I haven't played Gran Turismo 7 at all yet. I bet that's pretty weird coming from the guy who runs ColourShed Productions, right? He hasn't even played Gran Turismo Sport enough yet. I mean, he has actually played it, but he hasn't actually given it a proper go yet. Like, the key is to not... Fuck! Nah, if you even just... If even... Oh, shit. I actually... Hey, what happened to the stream elements? Why didn't it say Gran Turismo 3? Turiz 3. Why is it doing that? Hang on. Might as well have the music on in the background while I'm doing this so it doesn't sound too boring. It says Gran Turismo 3 on there. Why is it saying... Or it could be just because the emotes are getting... Why does it say Turiz 3? It should be saying Gran Turismo 3. It could be just because... unless... I don't know. Shows the actual... Oh, okay. I just got confused. But you get what it... You guys get it. It's the review to Gran Turismo 3 if you haven't seen it. Hang on. It says Gran Turismo 3 in the stream elements thing. I don't know why it's doing that. It could be just because the link is, it's a very huge link and it has to cut off some of the text or something. I don't know. Because I know some of the Gran Turismo music in this game, you can actually listen to it on YouTube. So... It almost looks, it does kind of look like a PlayStation 1 model uploaded onto a PS2, doesn't it? It does look kind of off, doesn't it? But yet the reflection looks really sharp. Okay, finally passed it. Using Gran Turismo, so I want to... For me, Neon Goss, I like to have the stock wheels. Have stock wheels that allow you to actually change the color of the rims. Yeah, like I said, it looks like a PS1 model uploaded onto a PS2. I can't help but think it kind of looks like that in the standard PS2 game as well. So is this the one? Oh yeah, the circles around. Notice that it looks like it's set on one of the parks outside of it looks like it's sort of set just outside Special Stage Route 5 or 11 actually, being set at night. This license test in the dark. I think this circle, this round bit, is set. I think this exact thing is in Gran Turismo 2, but it's set during the day, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry guys, I'm trying to concentrate. Yeah, I think this is like the only track that's designed for license tests in mind. Oh, I almost got a gold. I ended up getting a silver. That was better than I expected. Is there something like this in Gran Turismo? Sorry, in Sega GT? That's a game I really need to try out since I've actually got an emulator on the Dreamcast that has Sega GT. Midfield Raceway. Ooh, a Jag. Thanks just for the license test. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like because that probably might explain why Gran Turismo 2 has. Yeah, why Gran Turismo 2 has 2 discs. It has to run. So it has the GT mode disc. Also has some of the discs for. Sorry, has some of those specific tracks in arcade mode. Has other things as well. I think, because I know the arcade mode disc exclusively has the intro video, and obviously the GT mode disc doesn't. Ooh, we nearly got a gold. So I had Joe's get in and out of it. That's a good point, Nando boy. Actually, I never really thought about that. They just look elegant, Jags. And now from Midfield to Seattle in the dusk. I think, this was also a Gran Turismo game that kind of experimented with different times of day, like sunset and dusk and that sort of stuff, and that sort of weather. Hence why, damn it, nearly got a silver. Hard as everyone claims. Is it a hard one? Since played any of the Sega games, so I remember the challenge events a little. They were quite tough. Track was reminiscent of those from memory. Right. I mean, I wouldn't know. I haven't actually played them. I only got it just in case, just on the possibility that I might review them. And you know, I can't be bothered getting a Sega Dreamcast, or more specifically, making a Sega Dreamcast look really good on real hardware. Emulator makes it a little bit easier, and being able to use a... Yeah, I should probably do that again. What? Jeez, is it really that hard? Oh god, that's the thing, because I know, yeah, Jimmy did do a playthrough of Gran Turismo 3 on YouTube, and yeah, he tried to 100% the entire game. To chase it, that's a normal car. Why can't GT7 find one to render? Not like they're gone extinct or something. I mean, does anyone else really want a Toyota Chaser, Neon? I don't really care, personally. first two Tony Hawk games on the Dreamcast. I mean, they do look good, but I just can't play I just can't play a can't play a Tony Hawk's game without a PlayStation controller. I know, okay, with a I saw no more. I like if I had to personally choose, I would personally like. Oh god, another circle. Is it in Forza Horizon 5? I didn't know that. Do you mean the Daihatsu Copen? Cool kid? Oh god, this is in the wet. This should be fun. You're just constantly over... Yeah, you're just constantly just drifting non-stop. I'm drifting and washing my hair. It's a world first. It's just a, it's basically, it's not even a circle. It's just a drift. Oh shit, the chat's getting very active. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be lucky to even pass this test, guys. I'm just constantly going around on an angle. It might not look like it, but I am. I wanted to see if I can slide out the end. Isn't it called a, yeah. Just call it a midget, cool kid. That's what the Daihatsu, that's what it is, isn't it? Or is it, no, that's an MG, right? I know the little pickup trucks you're talking about. I think they had a Daihatsu, no, sorry, they had a Daihatsu event like that in Gran Turismo 4, actually. They made the brake lights blindingly bright, so I made a meme of dark. How so? Truck C5 glad we have it in Gran Turismo 7. Again, I'm yet to play Gran Turismo 7, so I'm very curious to know what kind of cars are actually available. Trust them. Slowly but surely. Okay, you're slightly less likely to slide out on this, but... Or maybe just have no SUVs. I mean, yes, a lot of people drive them in real life, but who likes to drive them in Gran Turismo? I just can't see myself, unless there's an event where it's an SUV-related event, I just can't see myself driving an SUV in a Gran Turismo game unless I have to. I really don't care, personally. Yeah, fuck trying to get all gold on this. I don't know if I can be bothered. Hey, Jay, welcome in. On the very first racing game, Need for Speed 3. Oh, yeah, the C5 Corvette specifically. How are you, by the way, Jay? Good to see ya. Yeah, just call it a midget. I mean, the MG also had a midget as well. Wish they'd stop adding electric hybrid, like acting like we should love them. That's how I see it. The whole point of Gran Turismo games is to drive all the really fancy cars we might not be able to drive in real life. That is what it's really about. But knowing Kaz, he doesn't give a shit what we think. He'll just put whatever cars. I mean, it is his game. He can do what he wants. You can never go wrong with old school Gran Turismo. It will never get old. Play them till I die. The only annoying thing is I have to go through the license test first, but it is what it is. Still like the K cars. The Korean ones specifically, Neon Goddess. Yeah, I played a fair bit of Forza Horizon 5 when I first created Twitch. I'm surprised that... There you go. Oh, it looks like a really old-fashioned one too. Ah, the red lights. Ah, yeah, and it makes it look like he's holding the red lights. Yeah, the double-ended lightsaber. That makes a lot more sense. I haven't heard from Casey in a very long time, actually. She's still making videos on YouTube. I only ask this because if she is, they don't usually pop up on you on my YouTube feed. She makes pretty good videos. She about SUVs. I don't care either. Streams every now and then. Right. Could be watching this live stream for all I know. Oh, I failed it. Damn it. How did I fail that by running out of time? That's embarrassing. Oh, shit, I went too fast. That's the thing. We don't have a racing line here anymore. Hey, you gotta do, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, of course. Obviously, there's a lot, you know, for some people, there's a lot more important things to think about. I don't know. I just wasn't trusting the brake thing. I know, I only just realized now that I've actually got the, you know, next to where the gear, where it shows you what gear you're in, you can actually brake to say, Flash, you gotta go into that gear. I only just realized it now. She had a Discord server as well, because I know she had a Discord account. Oop. There you go, Sad. There. Thanks for the shout out. It literally says in the chat, surprise, motherfucker. Is it? Oh, is it just this tight corner? Okay. I mean, I am playing Gran Turismo 3, so you never know. Did I? Oh, I only just passed it. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, it's a quote boxed end quote. Ooh, we're going into complex string now. I mean, to be fair, like, because, you know, obviously everybody's got their own, because, yeah, some are very active. I was actually talking to Square Eye Jack about this when I did a voice call with him last month. You know, obviously, as you get a little bit older, your motivations do tend to differentiate to something else, if that makes sense. Because, you know, when you first create your channel, you're completely and I explain, because, you know, I made about, keep in mind, guys, I made about 40 reviews back in I remember counting the amount of, what the fuck? I was like over a second off? I hate this test. I'm gonna have to really push it. It feels slow. Oh, but if I go too fast, even if you... Oh, that's what shits me about these license tests. Even if you just one wheel goes off. It's not like in Gran Turismo 2 where if the whole car goes off, you fail. No, if a wheel goes off, you fail pretty much. This is a hard test. Hang on, let me finish this test first. $25. Yep, there we go. That's more like it. I think I know the one you're talking about, Cool Kid. 3 was most frustrating. Now I'm starting to wonder, is it just because my dislike for the license test comes from playing a lot of Gran Turismo 3 and 4, where they're at their hardest? Is that where it probably comes in? That probably could... I mean, this probably might explain why. Now we got all the driver assist turned off, just to add insult to injury. RUF and Valorant games any... Well, you got to keep in mind, Ghost Rider. I mean, most games have Porsches now, so I mean the whole point of RUFs is just to sort of get around the fact they couldn't add Porsches in the game. They only give you like a 0.1 of a second margin for error. I guess the driving assists do make you a little bit faster. That felt easier, actually. Oh, we got a raid. Oh, shit, we got a raid. Welcome in. Welcome in, Kira. Sorry, I forgot to change the overlays for that. Well, how are you, Akira? How was your stream? In case you guys don't know who I am Spencer, or Spenny, as a lot of people call me, ColourShed, or simply Color, going through the license test in Gran Turismo 3. I just noticed, too, that the license test for, the license test, I noticed that you actually did have the assists turned on for that test, and they weren't on the previous test. I feel like they've got those assists turned off. They got it mixed around, I reckon, by accident. I'm just gonna. I'm much more unprepared than I expected. Hang on, give me a second. I just want to clean it up. I won't be able to see you guys in the chat for a second, so just give me a moment. At least have good music in the background in the meantime. But how was your stream, Akira? It was 6. That one was tricky. It wasn't that hard. We did TR3. TR3. All secrets on Friday. And today we did some FCC Chaos Tournament. Sounds like you had the time of your life. I'm going through the same as well. Making driver better on a sport hard tires was one of the worst. I'll just say one of the dumbest decisions of all time. Forums was complaining about it. Never fight. By the way, give me a second. I'll give you an automatic shout out. Yeah, you can never go wrong with retro. I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So I'm trying to change the overlays so that I've got them corrected. I don't know. It's so embarrassing. How did I not change that? What if someone subs and I just hear GTA 4 stuff? I'm much more unprepared. The problem is that it's become a lot more time consuming trying to... Actually, now we'll make it colorful. This is if someone else resubs. Uses the blue, purple, and green overlay.
Hello.
Hello, whoever that is. Sorry, I can't really see at the moment. Who is it? Ghost Rider. Hello again. I do a Resident Evil marathon. Careful you don't spam it, Ghost Rider. I'll time you out. Not a bad song, at least. I thought I already had that changed. I can't believe I'm changing the overlays in the middle of the live stream. I do apologize for this, guys. Hopefully I talk enough that it was. Hopefully I don't get a copyright for it. But I picked this music specifically so I'd get around it. But thanks for bringing in your viewers, Akira. I really appreciate it. So that's what it should be doing. That makes a lot more sense now. Let's just pretend that's what... I wish I had that many viewers rate in like that, but, you know, one can always dream, I suppose. Maybe it might happen one day. My record at the moment is... I think it's 405. I was about to say, yeah, like I said, I really wish it could. Yeah, I noticed, by the way, yeah, it says driver assist off, but it honestly felt like the driver assist would turn on this test, and then they would turn off on that test. I feel like that might have been a glitch that they just missed. But yeah, my record at the moment, Cool Kid, is probably 400. I also remember playing Gran Turismo on the PS1, actually, and someone rating with like 350 viewers or something. I was like, what? I'll never forget that. Is this the final? No, it's one of the other final tests. Anyway, where were we? Sorry, Akira. This is what happens when you don't change your overlay. Suddenly, it interrupts your stream a little bit. I thought all the assists would be turned off on all license tests. Yeah, fun. It's always, yeah, it always catches you off guard when you got someone that Yeah, it gives you lots and lots of viewers. Part of me almost considered cancelling just stopping the stream because it got that overwhelming. It's a lovely ride. Have I got a time? Yes, I got time. Yep, I was going to pass that. And then I felt, I just felt compelled to, I was actually very close to, I remember when, I think I was playing Mass Effect 2. I was playing Mass Effect 2. I just started. I was about to end the stream a bit early because, I finished Mass Effect 1. I thought Mass Effect 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. One of my top 5 all-time favorites. I thought, no, I want to actually play for a little bit. And then, lo and behold, about 10 minutes into the game, I got rated with over 400 viewers. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to play for another hour at least. I got to ride the wave while it lasts. And then, after that, I got rated with another 200 viewers. I was just like, what? I thought, what a day that is. If they could let us change the oil first. Did it actually need an oil change? Oh, a Lancer Evo on tarmac. I think it was Melon Potato who did the 400 viewers. And then, K. Jarek, who I rated last night, yesterday coincidentally, who rated me with over 200 viewers. Very grateful for that. It was a very fun stream. I'll never forget that. I actually remember saving it. I actually remember saving the archive of the live stream because I just enjoyed it so much. There was just so many highlights. Literally go full throttle around these corners, almost full throttle around this whole track. Oh no, that might be too hard, but I can still pass it. That's okay. It looks so good in high definition as well, Neon Goddess. It's Mass Effect of the 7 favorite games of all time. Mass Effect on 7th generation consoles. Yeah, Mass Effect 2 specifically is probably my favorite. On the 7th gen, yeah, that might be it actually. Favorite of 6th gen might be this game. All I know is that I have a top 5 of all-time favorites. Not 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, number 1 favorite, but just a 5. One of them is this. 2 is Mass Effect 2. 3 is Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. 4 is Red Dead Redemption 2. And 5 is Metroid Prime. Those are my 5 favorites. If I had to pick 5, those would be it. You got your PS4. I'm assuming it's the analog sticks that had to be fixed, Akira. Am I correct? Because those usually wear very quickly. The hot lap took that number 1 hot spot. Oh, we're back in the Honda S2000. I like how it sort of goes for a slightly longer rolling lap because you're going around a tight corner. There we go. Ah, faulty buttons. You must have been using the... Pardon me. You must have been using the... I like how the cones are there to make sure you can't cheat. Fuck. I ran out of time. Yeah, you must have been using your PS4 because I'm lucky. All my PS4 controllers have been very, because I'm using coincidentally, I'm using a PlayStation 4 controller right now. Yeah, I've had it for a decade now, and yeah, I've had no issues. Even the analog sticks are fine. Could not have done that any faster, guys. You can see I very nearly got the gold. I had it on full throttle. 40 hours in on Phantom Pain, the square button stopped working. Oh, that'd be annoying. But yeah, I've had this controller for almost a decade because I got a PlayStation 4 back in 4, not 5, 4, back in 2015. And yeah, these analog sticks have, as you can see, if it's not so blurry, the analog sticks have been, yeah, they're still almost like new, basically. I mean, it does help that being a game reviewer, I've reviewed a lot of, I've used a lot of different game consoles. Therefore, the PS4 controller hasn't had that much wear. Maybe I just got one of the durable ones. I've also got a second one in camo green. I noticed the analog sticks aren't as good, but yeah, I've had no issues. I don't know if people just look after them or if people just get lucky. I'm not sure, but I've been very lucky so far. Even with the the Xbox, because people say a lot of the Xbox Series X controls are very unreliable. I've still had no issues with any of them. Not even the Elite. Yeah, I just passed it. That's okay. Yeah, I'm just passing the license test at this point, Akira. I'm not trying to get all the gold. I might try and get gold in all the events if that's possible. We'll see. So it's it's International A. We're just getting the license tests out of the way so I don't have to worry about them for the rest of the playthrough. WRX. Yeah, the early 2000, was that the concept one as well? The one from 2001? I think it was, that body kit. This is also, oh whoops, Castrol Honda NSX. That looks really nice too. Hang on, did get myself some PS1 controls for less than $2. That's a very good price. But I'm assuming those don't have analog sticks for that price. It braked too early. We'll see if we can still pass it at least. It's a third party that still sells it. Right. I thought you were talking about... No, hit the barrier too hard. Look at that, the Sony Computer Entertainment logo was up there. By the way, guys, Tokyo R246 is a real-life street layout of Tokyo, by the way. This part of Tokyo. I looked it up on Google Maps. It's all actually there. Yeah, I've always been one for just using genuine controllers whenever I can. I feel like I've had a pretty bad history when it comes to third-party controls. I mean, there are some exceptions, and I suppose nowadays in the of this side of the decade anyway, they have gotten much... Fuck, I missed out by 0.023 of a second. I need to go faster around this first corner. So, yeah. If I ever do go to Japan, if I ever do go to Tokyo in the future, that's going to be one of the things I'm going to do when I'm there. Felt like I couldn't go around that corner any faster. That's what I need to do if I ever decide to go to Europe in the future. Fuck. Yeah, the hit detection can be pretty poor on these corners. This is not as easy as it... I need to concentrate, guys. Anything from 8-Bit Do is also not too bad from what I've heard. I don't have any of their controllers. And I also got I think a Retrobit Mega Drive controller as well. One that plugs into the USB so I can play, the Mega Drive collection, Sega Mega Drive Classics on Steam and actually use a Mega Drive controller, as well as, the Ultimate Collection on the PlayStation 3. There we go, that's much more like it. Now I passed the test. Those two, but recent ones aren't too bad. It's just too expensive. Yeah, that's fair. I've already got most of the good controllers I want anyway, so yeah, I'm not exactly on the lookout for... Especially as I just bought a couple of Xbox Series X controllers recently. So I've got 4... I really wanted to get 4 controllers for the Xbox, so that way if I use it for not just the Xbox Series X... like Rare Replay, Conker's Bad Fur Day, GoldenEye, that sort of stuff, the Nintendo 64 games. But it also works for Nintendo 64 emulator and Dreamcast emulator. Xbox controllers work really well as alternatives. Original PS1 controllers. I thought they'd be PS2 controllers I know can be expensive. I got a friend of mine, a pink PS2 controller, because she's really into pink stuff, of course. She's a girl, she's like that, but she's also into retro stuff too, and she said she just wanted a PS2 controller, so I just got her a pink one. It was over $50. I was like, what? Though, to be fair, when it got sent to me, it felt like a brand new controller, so it was refurbished. It was basically cleaned up. I did somehow, by miracle, get a brand new controller. Okay, I got this in 2017, I think, 2018, thereabouts. I got a PS2 controller, brand new, in its casing. Did I pass? Okay. In its case, like a brand new PS2 controller in its case, like the PS2, the yellow casing that it came with. Brand new on Facebook Marketplace, $15. I do not understand how I found it for that price, but Retro Fighter controllers aren't good. I had two. Both had issues with box align. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're third party. Of course, they weren't going to be good. Yeah, they're all used. You can, yeah, you know, and because PS2 controllers are, what's the word? Yeah, people played a lot of PlayStation 2 growing up. That means that, yeah, it's hard to find one in good condition. But yeah, $15 for a brand new PS2 controller. I mean, I could have sold it for a huge profit, but nah, I played a lot of PlayStation 2. I thought, nah, I'm going to use it. And it's still, yeah, an absolute steal. I know. Fuck, I ran out of time. Yeah, probably the best deal I ever discovered, in my opinion. This was, oh, actually, no, not that I discovered. My mother, of all people, actually discovered this. And this was in 2015. I got a Nintendo 64 console, came with a controller, came with the expansion pack, and 10 games. And these games include Super Mario 64, Mario Kart. Oh, no, that's a pass. That's a pass. Games in the CD PS1 Brazil was wild. Yeah. Yeah, they tend to stick around. Their previous generations tend to stick around a little bit longer. Just look at the Sega Master System. Okay, the Nintendo 64, that was Super Mario 64, Super Mario 64, Mario Kart, Zelda Ocarina of Time, Donkey Kong 64, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, those sorts of classics came with a controller and the expansion pack. $150 in Australian. That's it. I mean, even for 2015, that's insane. And my mother found that too, so, well, I mean, good on her for doing that. DualShock 3 for the first time while going to DualSense controller to a DualShock 3. It's like going from Rolls-Royce to a Geo Metro. Wow. What is good is being able to actually plug in your PS4 or 5 controller and actually use it on the PlayStation 3. I'll give them credit for that. 11/2002 list. Hang on, let me concentrate. This is... I wonder if you can actually get some... Yeah, you can get some air if you're not careful. It's kind of a shame this is not an endurance race, this complex string. Imagine how good this would be as an endurance race. Three, 4, 5. Come on! Come on, car! Faster! Don't have to do it again. We need this track on grid. Yes, I agree. I mean, why not? Just use it as, you know, to design the license test. Spending all this time designing SUVs, they could have this racetrack instead. Like I said, this is why it's probably better for endurance events specifically. Red Rock Valley? Yes, that's an exclusive. That was actually one of the first things I ever did in Gran Turismo 3, actually. 100%ed this circuit, actually. Just went around the whole track in a... I can't remember what car it was, but I have been around this racetrack before. Certainly a good test track, that's for sure. Certainly good as a test track anyway. I like how sharp this car looks when you upscale it on a PS2 emulator. It really is like playing an early access PS3 game, really. Oh, it's about to slide out. Just keep going. You got a good speed. You can keep it under control. Oh, shit. That's the thing. You gotta... Oh, God. Come on, come on! I was gonna fail that for a second. Oh boy. Can't wait to see your reviews on Forza Horizon 3. I've seen people have mixed... some people said Horizon 2 is the best game, and some say 3 is the best. I think there's a good chance I'll say that 3 is the best. Probably just based on subjectivity that I'm from Australia, probably. Yeah, I don't know how they... I think there was just certain graphical features... And they keep it very clean. That's why... I guess that's why it looks so good for over 2 decades. Alright, let's take a break from the tarmac. We'll go on the gravel next. It's good that you actually got a license test just on rallying. Help spice it up. The rally mechanics in this game are so good too. Yeah, the mechanics when going on tarmac, it just feels so easy to drive on the tarmac. On me. It doesn't... It also helps. It's alright, again, I'm just only trying to pass the test. Do you reckon I should try and... Actually, might it be... No, hang on. Tahiti Maze is the last test. Like a whole lap around Tahiti Maze. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I was thinking, should I try and get all gold? But as you can see, the final test is around the whole of Tahiti Maze. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Briefly, then... Just go back to my... Oh, dear. It is fun to drive around these cars. Smoky Mountain looks really nice too in the dusk. A very different type. It looks very different, doesn't it? Smoky Mountain. Like going around. It's just such a high-speed rally track. I think I remember getting gold on that bit once. I reckon I'd go around. It's always seem much more forgiving. That's probably what. Maybe that's why, Goosey, because they're so forgiving on getting the licenses on. Ooh, a Ford. I'll take that. As a fellow Ford driver myself. Yeah, the rally mechanic, the mechanics when driving on gravel, it's so easy to drive these cars. It's almost like an arcade racer, really. Especially when using a steering wheel. Ooh, got the silver as well. Yeah, it is, actually. I wonder if... Is it actually Ford themselves that did it for their rally car? Probably. Oh, Celica rally car. Which Celica rally car is it? Is it the one from the... Oh, it's the one from the late 90s. I was thinking, is it the one from the mid-90s? No, it's the one from the late 90s. The one that supposedly... cheated. I almost forgot the Celica rally car. I knew it was in Gran Turismo 4. I didn't know it was in Gran Turismo 3 as well. So you got the Corolla and the Celica rally cars. Nice. Should've... My cars need to be registered so they can have custom number plates. Yeah, as you can see on that car, it does look like it has a number plate on there. Exactly, cool kid. Open world map, and maybe because of the Lamborghini. You know the Lamborghini's in Horizon 2, right? It's on the front cover. It's got Tommy on the back. We know it's clearly meant to be Marlboro sponsorship. That's their way of just getting around it. Red Mitsubishi and Marlboro sponsorship. I think Subaru did the same thing as well. They depend on tobacco advertising. Silver, yes. I'm starting to run out of things to say on this stream, guys. I apologize for that. Maybe I'm just getting sick of doing the... Maybe I'm just sick of doing the license test at this point. But you gotta do them, though. You gotta do them. Oh, Delta Integrale. I wonder why they always had those flaps on the back. Isn't it just extra weight? But you know, they won six. They won 6 world championships in a row, so obviously it didn't affect them too much. Did I get... Okay, I passed. That's okay. Just. So what is the final test? I think it's the Evo 7 prototype that you got. Yeah. I think, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we got the prototype rally cars next. The shape of these two cars, they've aged so well. Like, look at this thing, guys. That is such a timeless... That's a timeless body shape, guys. Especially in that color, that Subaru, you know, that sort of neat, yeah, that sort of high visibility green sponsorship around a blue. That is such a good color scheme. If I ever play Need for Speed on Twitch in the future, Underground, I gotta make sure I design a car that looks like that. Yeah, you gotta make road-going versions of a rally car, Goosey. That, yeah. It's a bit like it was, I think, because I know in the 80s they had rally cars purpose-made. Yeah, cars that were purpose-made for rallying, and obviously they need to make road-going versions to make them, you know, qualify. Same with Le Mans races. I think they were the same thing. Which is why you had road-going versions of, like, the Toyota GT1 or the Nissan R390 or something. That's also another timeless body. I think the non-prototype versions are available in Gran Turismo Concept, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Evo 7. Evo 8 is probably my favorite. Either the Evo 8 or the Evo 6. Those are the most iconic Evos for me. Those are the first I think of when I think of the Lancer Evo. The Evo 10 is also a pretty recognizable one too. They also need to be 2 liters as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because they are driving around real-life roads too, so... I'm just wondering, is there a World Rally Championship in Australia? Or at least there used to be? So there is. I feel like I need to go to a World Rally Championship event. Yes, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Going to a World Rally Championship race, because it can be dangerous. Because what if a rally car goes off? Yeah. I know you do have national rally championships in Australia. I need to see one day. It's one of those events where you can just sort of, yeah, go by general public and then just find a spot on the track. Ah, there you go, Goose. Yeah. So I know there used to be a World Rally Championship stage in Australia. Not anymore, unfortunately. There you go. Yeah, the official one specific. Yeah, that's what I meant, Goosey. The official one. Yeah, they don't have it, unfortunately. Because I know they used to have it in Western Australia, then they briefly went to New South Wales. Do they have one in New Zealand at the very least? Yes, I passed. Didn't even think about whether I passed or not. It was just good to go around that racetrack. Okay, we got the rally license. We got the special rally license next. I reckon we'll do that another time. I reckon we'll just get into the GT mode now. We're an hour and a half in, guys. I'm not even up to the Sunday Cup yet. Where are they holding all the... Oh, wait for the... Alright, let's actually go racing now. Now, before I do, what other car should I get? Okay, we'll put the... Okay, since 2020... Dear God, so I have to go overseas. Maybe that could be on the to-do list of things if I ever decide to go to Europe one day. Just find a rally event in the middle. I mean, they do race in the middle of the year, right? Can you guys hear the music? It doesn't help that there are crowd music in the background, so it's hard to tell. I mean, I hear it in my headphones. Go to Rally Finland. That's the coolest. Finland? Okay. Anywhere in, no, there wouldn't be one in Germany. There would definitely be one in Italy, actually. France, definitely. Austria, maybe? I don't know. I'll have to look up the calendar and that'll give me an idea of... Because I've always wanted... Because, yeah, I've always wanted to go to Europe. Skyline, R3 for an Evo. Yep, get an Evo then. Yeah, alright, that'll be the next car I get. I just need to do the Sunday Cup races multiple times in order to save up for it, that's all. This is not going to be as easy as it looks. I mean, my car... This is like one of the best cars you can get. You got to depend on the slipstream. You got to use the slipstream to sort of pull ahead. If I can't win the Sunday Cup races, this would be a huge embarrassment. They're pulling away too, so I got to really... That's the thing, even the first races, fucking hell, they're pulling away. I gotta basically, yeah, out-accelerate them on this sharper bit. Because I'm going full throttle, guys. I'm not slowing down at all, so... If I can't win this race... Needless to say, I'm not doing this race ever again after this, if I win it. Slipstream, slipstream. They're just pulling away, guys. I'm going to have to start again, guys. I don't know. If I can't even win the first race, that is the... Oh, I'm so embarrassed by this. Oh, fucking hell. No, I can't even afford a turbocharger either. Can I? Maybe I can. Maybe that's the key. You should have got a slower car and then just tune that up. Oh yeah, this song's in the Japanese version of Gran Turismo 1. I know it'll be a little bit easier with the it'll be a little bit easier with the you know, in the races where you don't, where, you know, like Trial Mountain and Midfield Raceway. Fuck, they make this game so tedious at the start. That's the only thing about this game that I hate. Not this time! Oh, fucker. They're just pulling away, guys. Look! Car's not quick enough. You gotta sort of stay behind them to get their slipstream, but they're just pulling away. I'm starting to regret getting a Toyota Yaris, guys. But I gotta suck it up now because I just did all the license tests. What if it gets to a point where I'm not even able to... What if it gets to a point where I'm not even able to... Thank you, Shempaska, for that.
Losing on first race, lol.
Yeah, well, at least I got something out of it, though, with that many bits. Probably might not even be able to win this race, either. Or did I actually put a turbocharger on it when I first started? Fuck's sake. I am feeling like the biggest fucking idiot in the entire world right now. It's so... I'm actually legitimately mortified by this, guys. Should not. I'm actually genuinely mortified by that. Do I have enough to actually add a turbocharger to it? No, of course I fucking don't. Nothing really to improve. I mean, racing chip, can I get that? It does bugger all though. Hang on. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Can't be virtually impossible, right? Well, I suppose I could probably win the other races too. Should have got it. I knew I should have got the Mazda MX-5. Maybe if I did the other two races. Fuck, they make this game so hard to get yourself started on. That's the one thing, like I said, guys, that's the one thing I genuinely hate about this game. It very nearly probably turns me away from this game for a long stretch. Nah, the Yaris Cup, nah, my car still wouldn't be quick enough. They'd be all modified. Now, I know this car is quick enough for the other, yeah, this car definitely feels a little bit faster. It's just being able to go around the faster corners. Nah, my car will still be too slow because they have the cars modified. So even with what I've got, even though we've got the same car, it won't be fast enough. Is what I'm saying. There'll be a lot of tighter corners around here. I might have to just keep tuning this car up. Oh. Thank you, Shampaska, and thanks for 1,000 bits. I really appreciate it. Yeah, do what you gotta do. Appreciate you joining in. These fuckers just don't... They don't use the brakes either. No, and also thank you for supporting on Patreon as well. I noticed that too, Shampaska. I also massively appreciate that. There are much tighter corners here, so obviously they can't. It's a little bit easier to keep up with them this time. Whereas in Super Speedway, I literally had the accelerator held down, and that still wasn't enough to keep up with them. Let me win this race at the very least. That's the thing. I get out of the slipstream, then suddenly they start pulling away. I'll outbrake you at this corner. I was just going by the horsepower and the fact that there is a Yaris Cup, so just in case I might have needed that. Fuck you. I don't know, that's what I had as a first car when I re-reviewed this a few years ago, and it worked. Just doing single player, Nano Boy. I mean, that's the only way you can play this game now. You can only play it. That's the only way you can play it nowadays. So it's good to get a good idea of what it's actually like to play. Even with the slipstream, piss off. Brake test him. That'll work. It would make for an interesting review. What is Gran Turismo Sport like if you play it nowadays? Because, I mean, that is the only way you can actually play it these days. There should be enough to do that, you know, there'll still be a fair bit to talk about. There you go. Pulled away now. Yeah, now you know how it feels, Honda Civic. I just realized, too. Yeah, however, yes, the content is like... it was lackluster. I think it was really heavily focused on the online aspect and competing. It had that, yeah. But, you know, it is what it is. It just means, yeah, less content as a consequence. Finally, a win! That took way too long. And I only got about $1,000 for it. This is going to be a long... Yeah, I feel like what I need to do is end this stream and then just do it all before... Just get... And, yeah, make a... So I've already made a head start for you guys. Honestly, I probably have to just keep doing the same race over and over again. So, yeah, this is going to be a long ride, guys. It certainly wouldn't be... Yeah, it certainly wouldn't be worth the... It certainly wouldn't be... It wouldn't even be worth doing the race if it was 1,000. I don't know, Ghost Rider. I haven't put enough time into Gran Turismo Sport to answer that question yet. Or at the very least, Nando Boy made Gran Turismo 7 available to play, yeah, offline once the servers do shut down. I mean, there is enough content in Gran Turismo 7 to justify doing that. It's a good movement they're doing, the stop killing games. I hope it does work successfully. I mean, it's looking possible at this point. I mean, the publishers are taking notice, at the very least, that, we're not happy, as if to say, we're not happy with the way you're going about with your business practices. It's getting their attention now. Especially, I mean, let me put it, if we're taking it legally now. Yeah, 2 or 3. Il Pepino, also welcome in. Your first Gran Turismo, did that come out yet? Curious about my first Gran Turismo. What's my first Gran Turismo specifically? Yeah, welcome in. Oh shit, he's right on my tail. I guess it just makes it more of that extra challenge then. Yeah, I'll see if... The thing is, though, in order to save up for an Evo, this would require me to... It's just a question of what's faster. Upgrade this car enough so it's quick enough for the Clubman Cup? You can clearly see this car is at a significant advantage over me. If they're the ones... If he's the only one that's right behind me and everyone else is, like, way further behind. I got a better... At this rate, Foxcat, I don't think I'd have any other choice. I got itself more popular. Alright, software attempts at derailing it actually got itself more popular. I mean, the whole purpose, really, is just to make sure that if they stop, what's the word? If they're no longer providing services for the game and don't just make it complete, basically kill the game completely so they make it virtually impossible. I think that's the main purpose of it. I just want to be able to find a way to play in a better, in a much easier way so the consoles stop working as well. Just video game preservation, it is important because, I mean, look at me, I'm playing a video game that's like 2.5 decades old and still enjoying it. Why take that away? So is there actually a way to play the crew right now? I know officially there isn't, but has anyone made any fan-made service to just sort of say the hell with it, we'll try and work it out. A bit like Need for Speed World as well. At least Need for Speed World was a free game. And again, you got a way to actually play it online. You're supposed to destroy that according to Ubisoft. You mean a bit like Konami saying you're not supposed to have a copy of the PT demo as well? Being made. Okay, so servers are still being made. There you go. Thought so. That is a dick move if they actually found a way to actually delete it off your hard drive or something. I suppose I could also... No, I'll have to... Alright, we gotta do it. We're trying to at least win the prize car. It'll be... I think it's just the same car I've got now. Steam told them. No, it was Ubisoft's launcher, actually. Well, it's a good thing, yeah, I don't have Ubisoft's launcher then. What was it Ubisoft's term says? It says if they stop supporting it, you have to destroy all copies of it. Well, again, the way I see it, I'm sure there are a lot of terms of service that they've also broken as well. Yeah, I just say, nah, the hell with it. I didn't even know that. Oh, I went first place this side. This should be a much easier race. It's okay, Il Pipino. I do tend to use the term sucker fat one a fair bit as well. I don't care. I don't care. Because they can, Ubisoft. They just can. We're going to talk about it, play it once fan services are up if it got removed. We'll see. I mean, again, that's the whole point of the Stop Killing Games route, to make sure they can find it, they'll eventually relent and actually do it. Especially if, you know, if they get to a point where they're ordered to legally. So what are they going to do about it? Because Ubisoft is actually a European, no, it's Canadian, I think. I'm not sure. That's a good one, Tactastic. TC2 Motorfest, which I just played Horizon copies. So be French. Yeah, they're French. I thought, yeah, well, they must have a headquarters in the French part of Canada. They are French. Makes sense. It's kind of a shame, because during the 2000s, they had a lot of good games. I know the Tom Clancy Splinter Cell games are definitely worth playing, and I'm still yet to give the Assassin's Creed games a try as well. So I did review the first one, but people say that some of the a couple of the sequels are much better in that regard. Yeah, this is a much easier race, guys, as you can see, compared to Super Speedway. They won't surrender to Stop Killing Games. They probably will at some point, or maybe they'll counter-sue or something, I don't know. Black Flag is the peak. Yep. I've always wanted to get the, I hope I pronounced this correctly, the compilation that includes, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. You can get that for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Or should I just get it on Steam? What do you reckon? They release an Assassin's Creed game every year. I don't know how they did it. Yes, exactly, Jay. I just don't know how to pronounce it correctly. Not yet, anyway. I'm usually bad with pronunciations. Yeah, this is a little bit easier since I'm not on a Super Speedway now. But they have a Montreal. Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, I mean, obviously they have divisions all over the world. Should get it physically. Yeah. To get that compilation. Okay. There have been so many occasions where I came close to getting it because it's on sale at EB Games, which is like a game retail in Australia. I'll probably get it for the Xbox One because that means I can just play it on the Series X. Rayman games. Rayman are also good by Ubisoft. I do have Rayman, I think it's Rayman Legends, if I'm not mistaken, in my collection for the Nintendo Wii U. I was briefly borrowing it on the PlayStation 4, and I actually really, really liked it. It's a good game. But yeah, Rayman Legends. Yeah, I mean, there's also the original ones, but I heard they're really hard. Like, the first one on the PS1 has a reputation for being super hard. Far Cry series I haven't given a proper go yet. E.G. Kel also welcome in. I was going to buy a PS5 to play Gran Turismo 7, but nah, games nowadays suck. I'll just get a Steam Deck and play the old Gran Turismos. Fair enough. Play the old school Gran Turismo games on the go. You cannot go wrong with that. I probably should do the same. Either that or get a Nintendo Switch 2, because I am going on holidays in a few months from now. I want to be able to place a really good console on the go. So on display, what I'm paying it to. Yeah. Well, it's an exclusive to Gran Turismo, and it's not a licensed song, so I can actually get away with playing this song. Easy win. Yeah, much easier than Super Speedway. I do have the menu music still playing in the background, just not the racing music. There's a type of Call of the Void I feel about about how hard I've heard from how the first Rayman was. Good to know, because yeah, because that's probably why I haven't played it yet. I'm not very good. You guys have probably seen me stream long enough to know that I usually have a pretty short fuse when it comes to hard games. I mean, for God's sakes, I did this Super Speedway, and I was already legitimately embarrassed. But the Honda Civic is not in this race, so maybe I might have a chance this time. Might just turn it down a little bit so you can at least still hear me. Which is a mistake because it is the hardest version. Right. I think, yeah, because the way I play Rayman is it's on the PlayStation Classic, unmodded, of course. And it has the biggest car. EG, yes, I did. Saturn, send a link to EG of that re-review specifically, the good one. This is actually one of my best videos, actually. Oh, really, Foxcat? You played it before? Heard about the version being different. Is it? I mean, I don't know. I haven't given it a proper go yet. So, I mean, the only one I've put a fair bit of hours into is Rayman Legends, which is obviously not as hard, at least not at the beginning anyway, which feels a bit more similar to Donkey Kong Country. I mean, the ones on the Wii, like, you know, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, for example. It just reminds me of that. Yeah, it's one of my best videos, actually. And yeah, now that I've re-reviewed the whole Gran Turismo, all my original reviews, yeah, sports is next. I need to... by the way, it's worth noting, guys, the next game I'm reviewing, as of now, is Forza Motorsport 6. I'm going to review another racing game now, guys. And yeah, Motorsport 6 is chronologically the next in the Forza series, so... As you can see, by the way, guys, I'm finally leading easily in this Super Speedway. About time. I'll probably sell the prize car and just use it to improve this car and see if I can get in the Clubman Cup. Doesn't have best physics, has a slightly higher jump and less air. Oh, and the Atari Jaguar version of Rayman. Was it on the Atari Jaguar? The more you know. I imagine it being on the PC, PS1, and the Sega Saturn, but on the Atari Jaguar? I know it was a launch title for the PS1, but... How's the timing of the jump? I need to... I mean, if you want, I could always just put on Rayman Legends now if you want, just to make a point. Get Xbox to play all the old Forza games. They seem great. The best way to go about it, EG, yeah, get an Xbox 360, because Forza Motorsport 1, the OG one, the one on the OG Xbox, is backwards compatible on the 360. Advise against selling the price car. Why so? I think, isn't it just this very car? Are there any Atari Jaguar games that are actually worth playing? Because a lot of the half-decent games that are on there, you can actually... So I know, like, for example, Doom. I can just play that on the PC. Okay. Every time we finish a race, it goes into the menu music. I love that heat effect. That is a pretty cool effect. Wonder why they keep tweaking. Is that a better car, though? Is it a better car? Are you sure? I mean, more modern Xbox One or X. Yeah, they're great for retro. Yeah. Yeah, the Xbox... Well, yeah, get a 360 and then an Xbox Series X because it's backwards compatible with all Xbox One games. Is it a better car? It's a shame that you can't make any... Oh, yeah, it's got more power. Alright, we'll go with that. I probably should have got this from the very start. Super Burnout is great. Just sprite-based bike racer. Okay. I know that Alien vs. Predator is also on the Atari Jaguar. Actually developed by Rebellion, who have made a lot of them. Does it give you an idea of what type of opponents you typically... The thing is, though, the Clubman Cup, you only win 1,000 credits, just like the Sunday Cup, so it seems kind of meaningless to do the, to save money, just by doing the Clubman Cup over and over. Sound up your alley. I mean, yeah, I did play, I did play Aliens vs. Predator recently on Twitch, the 2010 one specifically. That was a lot of fun. Is the Sprinter... Oh, what type of car do I have? Is my car an FR? Oh, it's rear-wheel drive? I didn't know that. I mean, what... Hang on, I'm just thinking, would the Yaris that I've got be quick enough for the Yaris race? I'm honestly not sure. I'm just thinking the one event I really need to do. I'm just looking this up. Hang on, where's the, is this the, no. These boxes. Where's the one involving the skyline? I think, yeah, the red emblem. I think, is this the one where you get 30,000 credits for winning a race? I think once I start winning races for this event, I am in business. So I just need to save, yeah, the Skyline GTR, that's probably the next car I need to save up for. A good one at that. And then just put a huge turbo on it. That was what I did when I played this game last. Like, how much is that? I'm not actually getting one, I'm just seeing how much they would cost, that's all. There you go, 57,000, yeah, 57,000. Yeah, do you reckon I should, do you reckon it's worth playing the game with the first cars enough to just save up for one of those from the get-go? I think so, anyway. Again, this is a really tedious game to try and get yourself. Once you got a car that's quick enough to do multiple events, then you're pretty much set. How good is it? How good is this car actually against in the clock? I don't think it'll be quick enough actually. Definitely not quick enough for that. Because do I really want to do the same race over and over for 50 times or something? I say save up for the best MX-5. See how quick this car is. It's got a little bit more power, and it is rear-wheel drive. Why did I not get this as a first car? Would you, Foxcat? Are you sure about that? Hang on. Got to put the music back on. This music is actually from Gran Turismo 4, but whatever. Some professional events at the Yaris Cup, there's a chance to get a Castrol Tom Super. Can't you? Yeah, but isn't that a car you can actually buy? Isn't that a really hard, supposedly a super hard event, even if you max out your entire, even if you max out the, because even if you max out the, if you max out the stats on the, of the Toyota Yaris, it's still supposedly very difficult to win the championship. I don't know, we'll see. All I do know is that the car that I've got now is definitely faster than the Yaris. I don't know why I didn't just get this car to start with, but, you know, I learned my lesson. It'll take a few races just to make up for my mistake anyway. I can't believe this car... I always assumed this car was front-wheel drive. The more you know. With a maxed out Yaris. Or, I don't... Well... We're both from the power region, so I suppose I could just take your word for it. But yeah, this was usually the way I got started, just doing the same. The way I usually started, typically in this game, if I wasn't streaming for you guys, the way I do it is that I just do the same race over and over and over again until I can afford a Ford Mustang. That Ford Mustang that I used, that red one, the one that looks similar to the one that I got when I streamed Gran Turismo 2. Yes, the Cobra R, precisely. I mean, it's a V8, and if you change this, if you add to, good racing suspension, with a fast car like that, and the car is only worth about 28,000 credits, only half as much. Use that to do the other events, like Stars and Stripes and such, and then use that money to buy a Skyline GTR, and obviously keep the Yaris in case we do the Yaris race or something like that. Once I get a Skyline GTR, that's when I know that I'll be in business, because I can use it to do the GT emblem races, which give you 30,000 credits. All the events, one league at a time. Do you mean just go by chronological order? I just want to be able to make progress quickly, that's all. Not have to do the same event over and over and over again. Did you, EG? I mean, I did get a manual license when I first got my license. I had a manual license, so yeah, I learned to drive basically with utes, like old utes, like a Holden Rodeo. I don't know what that is in a Chevrolet because it is a General Motors car, as well as a Nissan X-Trail, which for some reason had a really bad electronic clutch. So basically, I learned with really bad cars to drive, at least when you're first learning how to drive a car. So once I get my license, I drive by myself. It just makes driving that a lot easier. Okay. I got my license in April this year. Manual transmission, not a thing in Australia. Manual transmission, not a thing in Australia. It is a thing, but yeah, if you get it, yeah, the way it worked, or at least when I got my license, if you got your license driving an automatic, you got an automatic license. So therefore, you were only allowed to actually drive automatic cars only. You weren't allowed to drive manual cars until you got like your full license. So therefore, I know automatics, they're pretty much the norm nowadays, but I think at the very least we should do the Yaris. We should do at least the Yaris. Improve the car so we can do the Yaris race over and over, potentially. That's what we can do. Yeah, just keep doing the Sunday Cup until we tune the Yaris up enough so we can do the Yaris. I reckon that should be our strategy, guys. Had a technometer, no power steering, no... Yeah, the first time I drove, I didn't have those things either. Yeah, sure, whatever you say, Foxcat. I'm from Portugal. Here, manual is the norm, unlike the USA where they all drive auto. Yeah, well, I mean, auto is the norm. You can get cars with manual transmissions, but they're usually more expensive, which is ironic because it used to be the other way around. I mean, a tuna sandwich and then a banana separately after that sounds perfectly fine, though. I do have to actually do a bit of shopping after this live stream, actually. My fridge is quite empty at the moment. Manual and an early Bronco. Yeah, I learned manual when I was a kid, basically. We had an old paddock bomb in the... we had an old car in the paddock as well, which also taught me how to, drive with a manual clutch. Also helped by riding motorbikes, because obviously they're manuals as well, so... I did grow up with manuals as a kid, so it's become so second nature to me that if I ever, drive a manual car, it doesn't feel like, oh wait, how does this work? How does the clutch work? I've already got it in my head. It's all about learning. I mean, what we can do is save up for a turbo. I mean, if it can also depend on age as well, Nando boy, because obviously when you're younger, insurance is a lot more expensive. And yeah, once you get older, it's less expensive because older people are less likely to get into a crash than younger people. Which is ironic because really old people get into crashes as well. But yeah, there are a lot of dickheads on the road in Australia, especially ones who are driving Holden Commodores. They're usually the worst. And they give Holden Commodores a bad name as a consequence, the drivers. Aims, I just want the full throttle. Yeah, I'm kind of the same EG. I do like to drive automatics in game. Just hold the accelerator down. Like a go-kart in a way. I mean, if I had a, what is it? If I was using a steering... I need to get the steering wheel set up for this live stream, guys. Next time I play this game, I need to get the steering wheel set up. Why am I not using a racing wheel? The problem is, I don't know how to actually get the steering wheel set up for the PlayStation 2 emulator. I tried it before, but I don't know how to do it. Tropical Crota, welcome in. It's been a while since you've been on this stream, actually. I'm using an emulator, Jay. I've got a Logitech Driving Force Pro, which is compatible with both the PC and the PlayStation 2. So, actually, this song is in Gran Turismo 1. I noticed too when I was actually looking at gameplay for Gran Turismo 1. Is it not plug and play, or do you need PS2s? I think being a PlayStation 2 emulator, you can use any racing wheel for that matter. Yeah, that's probably why, Jay. Because I know that there is a setting that allows you to use the racing wheel, but yeah, I just need to create an add-on. On the dirt bike specifically, Goosey, I think we had Honda XRs, like XR50 and XR70, XR80. And the last bike I had before I got my first car was a KTM EXC200. That KTM was awesome, by the way. The acceleration on that thing, holy shit. Yeah, because I really want to be able to use the racing wheel to play these games. It would just be so much nicer. Yeah, the only reason I stopped riding dirt bikes is because my father sold them all so he can get me my first car without having to pay a loan or anything like that. So he can just, save up the money and then just buy the car outright, which I am incredibly grateful for. He had a couple of road bikes to use anyway, so he had nothing to lose. Ferrari F35, the arcade game, actually has a clutch pedal, does it? He is. I got a very switched on father, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very handy thing to have. Helping around with the house, you know, he loves to ride motorbikes. That's probably why I like riding motorbikes. I got it from him. I've also been meaning to get a racing wheel for the Xbox Series X as well as the PC. But I mean, like, what I need to do is go to Logitech. Now, what I need to do is contact Logitech and ask if I can be one of their ambassadors and creators and such. I think given the size of my YouTube channel and the fact that I'm using Logitech's tech, keyboard, this webcam, the lights up there, and the racing wheel, I think I can make a good case. And just so they can just give me one of their racing wheels for free. That's really all I want. I'll be part of your program and promote your brand on the condition that you just give me a free racing wheel. That's all I want. Logical Logitech logic. Exactly, Tropical Crota. Their history with Gran Turismo on top of that. I will happily review, go straight into Gran Turismo if they did that. Because, they actually made the wheels specifically for Gran Turismo. I really need to... Let's take this Gran Turismo. Yeah, but still. I think the fact that racing games are popular on my channel, I think that alone should be enough for that I can actually make a case that's like, I'll happily sponsor. I mean, I'm more than happy to put in the Logitech brand just to, in order to, get, that Logitech sponsorship, if you will, and add it to my reviews on my channel. That wouldn't bother me at all. Wouldn't really feel like a sellout move because, I mean, it is a gaming brand and it's, Gran Turismo, Forza Racing. They're all pretty closely affiliated. I remember when I was initially part of a sponsorship agency for a couple of years. I left them now because they weren't finding me any work, so they didn't find me any sponsors anymore, so I was just like, nah, the hell with it. I just left them. But yeah, I initially said what I wanted was like brands that kind of affiliate with the type of game I was reviewing. Like, for example, if I were to review an old school Assassin's Creed game, for example, maybe like the sponsor in question, the video was sponsored by the newest Assassin's Creed game, for example, and then while reviewing, like something by, because they were initially very tightly affiliated with Ubisoft, and I said, that was just an example of what I wanted, or, Microsoft sponsoring the next Forza game while reviewing an older Forza game. That was what I wanted to go for, but I guess it didn't work out. Not yet, anyway. I mean, you never know. It might happen one day. If well, not Forza specifically, because Turn 10 are pretty much done now. But you guys get what I mean. That's sponsors that actually fit with the game, so it feels less tedious than saying sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, for example. Again, I apologize for sponsoring them, guys. I had my reasons. I needed the money because my car broke down in the middle of the 2 hours away from my own house. I needed the money, okay, guys? But anyway, I digress. You guys know what I meant. You guys know what I mean. Nice. Played Raid after sponsoring. I know. Not me, anyway, Jay. The Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars review, Goosey. Yeah, I only did it for the money, guys. I was a sellout. Yeah, I was a sellout in that video, and I do apologize. I do apologize for that. At least I'm honest about it anyway. Yeah, you have to pay someone to pay. Well, like I said, they paid me. They paid me. It was enough to pay for. Basically, what happened. I've already explained this story, but yeah, I've already explained this story before. I was staying at Jack's house, Square Out Jack. I was staying at his house for the weekend, and just as I was about to leave the house, as I was about to fill it up and then drop them off because I went game hunting with them around Melbourne. I drove all around Metro Melbourne, and my car, just as I was about to top up the car, to drive home, because I live a couple of hours away from Melbourne, I was about to fill up the car, then drop off Jack and his partner, and then go home. But the car broke down at the petrol station. It just stopped working. I initially thought, oh shit, did I put the wrong fuel in? And yeah, it just literally stopped working after I filled it up to the brim. It broke down, it would refuse to start, it wouldn't start at all. And basically had to stay at Jack's place for another night, and had to get my parents, who had to rent a trailer that could fit my car on top of it. And yeah, they had to drive all the way back. I had to pay for the tow, had to pay for the fuel for them to drive all the way to Melbourne and get that car fixed. And the problem was, Goosey, the fuel pump. It wasn't the fuel that I put in. It just happened to break down. It was basically a freak occurrence that just happened to happen in the city and just got incredibly unlucky. So yeah, it was a pretty expensive. It was basically over $1,000 or something. So yeah, just got incredibly unlucky that the car just happened to break down in the city, and yeah, had to pay that extra to get it towed back home. But yeah. Now you guys understand why. Basically, this was around the time when I wasn't sure whether to accept the Raid sponsorship, because it was just like, because I knew you guys hate it. It's a meme. People hate it. And I knew people were going to hate me for doing it. But after that car broke down, I thought, I've got no choice now. I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and just do it anyway. Just because I needed it. Because I needed to make sure the car was paid for. Which is why I have no regrets doing it. But I want you to guys at least, at least you guys, I want you to guys at least understand why I did it. I mean, it's only a minute and a half. You can always just skip it. I mean, I also been sponsored by other VPNs as well. The VPNs I'm okay sponsoring because VPNs are actually very handy. You know, like Surfshark and NordVPN. I was sponsored by them a couple, like the Mass Effect 2 re-review that was sponsored by Surfshark. And I actually use it to this day. I still use it, and funny enough, I actually use the ColourShed code to actually get a huge discount on it. Guess luck made it so. I know, right, Nando boy. I mean, I guess the only positive is that I got to stay at his house for another night. Because have you guys seen Square Eye Jack's video game collection? You see it in person. Holy shit. I mean, that's the thing. At least I got to test out all the video games that I got, because we did a little bit of video game hunting, and yeah, it just gave me an opportunity to actually try them out. I also had my work leave set for an extra day, coincidentally as well, because there was a public holiday in the middle of my 4 weeks off, so I got an extra day. So it's a good thing that because I was set to go to work one day after that, so it's like that extra day ended up being a blessing in disguise. So I didn't have to tell work, I'm trapped in Melbourne, I might need to take a day off. But no, that was actually part of my holiday. Then I came back to work the next day like nothing happened. So it kind of worked out in the end. I got lucky that yeah, I had that extra day, and you know, I never thought I'd say this. I had Raid to save me from spending so much money. Freak breakdown. I think Raid maybe Gremlins. Yeah, maybe Ghost Rider. Who knows? But either way, no, I know that Raid. I know I shouldn't be giving out. I won't give out the main details, but I will. The only thing I will say is they gave me more money than it was to pay for the actual, for the bills. In terms of bringing the car back and also the the bill. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I don't want to get. Because when it comes to money, I don't like to give away too many details. But that's the least I can tell you. Take that, Honda. I have to keep turning the music on and off over and over. That's all right. And by the way, I'm describing all this on YouTube as well, so this conversation will be archived forever. I think the fuel pump broke down. You know what's also funny too? That fuel pump broke down again just a few days later. But fortunately, that was under warranty, so that getting it fixed again was free, fortunately. And to this day, my car has had no issues. So, yeah, maybe it was intentional, Ghost Rider. Yes, it was, Jay. That's the only time I did a sponsorship with them. That's the only Raid sponsorship I ever did. I didn't want to go near them again unless, again, a freak occurred. Again, it was the only reason I did it. So, if they ever asked me again, I would just say no. Unless somehow my car breaks down at the same time. Again! I should probably keep my mouth shut, or otherwise the car might break down again. Yeah, but like I said, I worked for a sponsorship agency briefly that was based in California, where they just did it for me. They just find the sponsorship, find the ones where they weren't spam, basically. The ones that weren't shady. I mean, Raid, not shady, but you get what I mean. Ones where you knew you were actually going to be able to get paid by them to. But yeah, they would just do all the work for me, getting it arranged and doing the trying to work out the ones you actually, yeah, exactly, Saturn. Yeah, ones where you get making sure I did get paid, making sure they negotiate the best amount as well in exchange for about I think they got about a third of the cut, and I got about 2/3. So yeah, they didn't scam their consumer. Yeah, exactly. So they Oh, look at this! Tried to ram me off the road, fucking Honda. Typical Honda Civic driver, typical old person driver, blind driver. I'll show you, huh? Sorry, I road rage and I know how to use it. Yes, I know. So they were very good at weeding out the ones that weren't blatantly scams. But yeah, they didn't really find much for me. It wasn't helped by the fact that I was, it wasn't really, my YouTube channel was sort of on the decline in terms of how many viewers it was getting as well, because, they were just taking a bit longer to make. I have road rage and I know how to use it. Yeah, I thought it was fair, Nando boy. I thought so. I literally didn't have to do anything. I just had to say yes or no to it, and they just do it all for me. Because it is a bit tedious trying to find sponsorship yourself. Though nowadays I'm a little bit more experienced in that regard. I think I know, it has also taught me how to look for sponsorships outside, just trying to do it all by myself without it being too tedious. Because the way I see it, Nano Boy, if they couldn't find anything for me, they weren't going to be able to make any money off me anyway, so... Basically, I didn't have any advanced payments to do or something, so... No, it was a bit of... It was an experience, is what I'm saying. Didn't get too many sponsors out of them, but, that is something I'm hoping to sort of work on slowly, especially now that being on Twitch and networking with other creators and such who, they found ways to find lots of sponsorship as well, so those connections will work slowly but surely. Mine is about $60 a year. Mine's about $40 a year. Here's the thing, I currently use Surfshark, but I use because the VPN also has antivirus software. It also has I use the code ColourShed, which is actually still usable, by the way, in case you guys are curious. Non-sponsored video, if you use the code CSP, you get a big discount. The code still works. Oh god, 2 laps just flied at this point. Speaking of that, I think I did get an email from NordVPN asking if they wanted to do a sponsor just recently, actually. Yeah, my email has been blowing up a little bit since I've changed my email so that it's only just ColourShed Productions and blah 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 now. It is very hard when not just finding the sponsorship, but making sure you pick the right one so people don't get pissed off. And also just trying to find the good ones too. I really should be making more of an effort to at least find the ones that I want and make it. Because if there's one thing I'm admittedly not very good at, it's trying to come up, just trying to find out which is a good one and which is a dodgy one. Because I'm not very good at that. I just tend to think all of them are very dodgy, is what I'm saying. That's because most of them are genuinely dodgy. But you know what I mean. I tend to be very untrustworthy of finding the ones, but I suppose that's what because I am part of this Discord server called ANZ Creators. You might see I'm part of this Twitch team called ANZ Creators. I think the people that are usually involved, they usually get plenty of sponsorship. They probably have a good idea of what's actually what's dodgy and what's not dodgy. Whenever I totally illegally, not illegally, Goosey. You can beat the Clubman Cup with this car. Yeah, it's the same Yeah, I'll try this race. Oh, we'll do this race first. We'll see, Saturn. Does it say no backseating on? No, it doesn't. Yeah, I'll allow backseating in this regard, guys, because I've been playing this game a lot. No worries, Neon Goddess. It's currently 12:30 where I am at the moment, so... Been streaming for 2 hours 20. Bloody hell. But I do need to go to the gym at lunchtime, so... Yeah, I can't hang around for too long. I'd definitely be streaming. Listen, guys, if I wasn't doing game reviews, I'd be streaming almost every single day. But yeah, there's only a certain amount of energy I can put into both reviewing and streaming. No, because I'm at the front seat driving the car, Foxcat. Because I work a full-time job on top of that, Neon Goddess. So it's about 8 hours a day. So and also I've got to exercise for an hour almost every single day. So there's only so much time I have for reviews and streaming. Basically, I'm doing something all the time. So I can't. Yeah, I just don't have the time to stream for like another. So that's like an additional 6 or 7 hours a week on top of that. I just don't. Yeah. No time. People that stream for that long in one go, they're absolute troopers. I don't even think I can really cope for playing a video game for that long either. This song is on the Japanese version of Gran Turismo 1, actually. We'll try the Clubman Cup next and see if it's quick enough. See if I can get the, I don't think it will be quick enough, though. I doubt it. We gotta do it. It's tedious, but we gotta do it. I probably should network with these ANZ creators a little bit more. It's actually partly the reason I was able to get early access to certain video games after all this year. Like, I know I got access to Flat Out 2 for the PC just before it came out. I also got a free copy of Croc as well, because that was a game I grew up playing as a kid. I didn't expect to get accepted. But yeah, they know a thing about sponsorships, and when you got a YouTube... Australia, New Zealand, Nando boy. That's what it stands for. So it means, like, content creators from... Yes, exactly. So yeah, it's just creators from Australia and New Zealand. One's primarily from Twitch. Yeah, if you just click ANZ creators down the bottom of the About section on the Twitch stream, that should give you an idea of how's the... Sorry, I'm just looking at the connection from Twitch. Sorry, from YouTube specifically. MR2, maybe. It's definitely going to be likely a Holden Warm Hedgehog. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. It's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be difficult to keep up with an MR2 and a newer MX-5. We'll see. PT Cruiser, I'm probably not too worried about. There's a Daihatsu there as well. Don't know. I suppose I'm not driving on super speedway, so maybe I have a chance. Jesus, then I got a hip cup. Now I bet... I don't know yet. I've already kind of got a profile from Horizon 3. I don't know which car I selected. Can't remember what I selected anyway. There's no damage, so it's fair game. I don't think they have ever. Or a Ford Falcon. I think there's one you can actually win. Yeah, probably did. Yeah, actually, that might have been... Yeah, you go, Nando boy. You did, yeah. Now I remember. You just answered it for me. You're on an Aussie map, and I'm Aussie. It only makes sense. The Malu, specifically. I think that's what they call it. Yeah, that MR2 is going to be hard to... Come on! Shit. Every time I laugh, I get a hiccup. I need to... That could probably fix it. But I got the lead somehow, some way. What gives with that? Yeah, I don't know which one it is specifically, though, Warm Hedgehog. I do know that. I just don't know which one exactly. Yeah, just trying to be... He's getting closer and closer. He's coming right for me. See, he just rammed straight into me. He's doing what I mean, this is like trying to keep someone behind me in super speedway. Yeah, if I ever go to Italy, if I ever do go to Italy, like Rome, for example, I will make sure I visit this area just so I can say, this is the Rome circuit. I'm here and for real. Yeah, the Brabham. I thought so. Yeah. They did make F1 cars in the past, after all. Named it after a former 3-time champion from Australia. Makes sense. Might be able to win this race after all. It is a tight circuit, though. Yeah. Laugh it up, Saturn. Not being from Australia. I have to travel to the other side of the world just to have a chance in doing that. Is it beautiful, as they say? Or is it just chaos? Because, you know, from what I heard, traffic in Rome can be a bit all over the place because it's such an unplanned city, like pretty much most cities in Europe. Because it was made in Australia, of course it's going to be expensive. Both. Good to know. It'd be a miracle if I win this race. This is just, again, for 1,000 credits. He's right on the... He was on the right side. I had to break legs. The guy in the MR2 must be embarrassed. I know... Oh, shit. I know he's... God, this is... Shit! He rammed into me. Stay... Okay, stay... Ah! He's trying to overtake me, and I'm having none of it. He can't even beat a sprinter with an MR2. Yeah, like I said, Jay, because a lot of the cities are unplanned. It's a very condensed continent. Romania, they had their own rules and lanes on the road. Road is road. Drive is where you want. Road seem... Just pointing in different directions as you say each sentence. Our traffic rules in Italy are just a suggestion. All right, maybe I should probably avoid Rome, or more specific. I think we had this discussion before. Talk about go to the sort of the outside bit of Rome and then just take public transport into the city center. I think that would probably be the best way to go about it. Yeah, I mean, you do get a few dickhead. You actually get a lot of dickhead drivers in Melbourne, for example. But at least it's a mostly planned city. Like, at least the main known as the CBD, the main city center. At least that's planned. Okay, unless you're in London, 20 miles. Yeah, London is also quite chaotic as well. It's an Audi roundabout. That wasn't like it's just doing whatever we want. Oh God. Because I've always wanted to do a road trip around around at least the region I want to pronounce. I don't want to pronounce the word anymore because I don't want to butcher it. Because I always butcher it every time I pronounce it. Basically, that area of France, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, Scandinavia, that sort of west bit of Europe, where you're allowed to basically travel to different countries freely without a passport. Yeah, why not? I mean, aren't they supposed to have beautiful roads? Probably spend most of my time in Germany because I actually have a couple of people that I know to visit them and then see them in... Oh God, we already see the MR2 right in front of me. I mean, UK might be a possibility, but as Nano Boy and I both actually just talked about briefly, it can be quite expensive. Just like being here in Australia, it can be quite expensive. Capital to outside the M25. Sorry, Nano Boy, I don't know where the M25 is exactly. I've never been to the UK before. Put barcodes on their ships. No, I didn't know that. Which would make sense for business reasons if you're traveling from... Don't! My car's just quick enough that I can skid off, keep him... Yeah, I might have to improve the, because trying to keep him away from the straight line like that's not as easy as it looks. he's faster than me, but I'm like, no, I'm having none of it. Sorry, guys, I might have to concentrate and actually try and win this race. When you got the lead, he's the one. That's the one. You're sort of like you're the one being targeted. Oh, yeah. That's the M25. Yes, I do. Now I know the M25. I do notice on the maps now, no boy, that there's like a big, freeway that sort of surrounds around the main part of London. Lens will work itself at 11 PM. There's either traffic or roadworks. Oh, yeah. Australia, there's a lot of roadworks. Stop it! Oh, I try to bash him onto there because that would have stopped him straight away. Yeah. Honestly, large cities, Nando boy, just continue to expand regardless. I think Sydney has a similar road that sort of goes around the main city. I think there are some parts where you have to, but there's no. No, actually, I'm just thinking they do have one around, but it's actually not the fastest way to get around it. You sort of got to go through bits and pieces of Sydney to get around because it's so unplanned. That's why I never want to drive into. Trying to put into a complete stop, it's not working. Okay, I'm going to have to concentrate here now, guys. I just realized I forgot to turn on the music as well. Fuck! Nah, fuck! I'm gonna do it all over again. Yeah, I'm not doing the Club Cup races, guys, until I get a better car. Ugh, he got me when I least suspected it. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to continue doing the Sunday Cup in the meantime. I reckon one more race and we'll probably stop the stream. We're already 2.5 hours in. It's so they can scan the Navy in. Yeah, it's more just knowing, different bits, different countries. Where they're actually coming from to begin with. Because obviously, if you got to, like for example, if you got to sail through that little river area that goes sort of between the Middle East and Africa, that sort of river. Like, for example, if you're trying to ship something big, like a giant stadium stage, from Europe to Australia, for example. Which is why, for example, Rammstein, for example, will never come to Australia with that giant set. Trying to ship that thing from, from Europe to Australia is just not worth it. Nah, it's too tedious. I just don't want to be able to do. I just don't want to have to do a whole race and then lose it on the last, as you just saw, and then have to do it all over, and then not get rewarded for anything, and have to do it all over again. Ugh, I hate it. This is, again, you see what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, when I usually have a very short temper when it comes to hard games. I see it as I don't want to have to do it all over again. It just feels like to me it's just time that I don't have playing really hard games. I mean, I can understand the challenge, but I suppose that's the whole point of live streams, being able to keep doing it until I eventually get it. It feels you get that reward of completing something very difficult. But yeah, for me, it's just not worth the effort. I get that hard fix more so from actually making and editing reviews. I feel like that's more satisfying than completing a hard game. I mean, it's not like I haven't played a hard game, it's not like I haven't reviewed a very hard game before. Stuntman, for example, that might be the hardest game I've ever reviewed, or at least beaten and then made a review of. My God, that was brutal. And if I decide to replay it, I have to play it on a PlayStation 2 because it doesn't work on an emulator for some reason. The fixed pathway the enemies go to. Well, that's Foxcat saying it, so I'm going to take what you say with a grain of salt. After my experience with Midnight Club 2, I'm going to take that with a grain of salt as well. Love to play Midnight Club 3 on Twitch, though. At least that is also... Okay, that's probably one of the few so hard, but it's rewarding. Hey, it's good for you. Well, Jay, it is good for you, so that's why people take it, despite the fact that it does taste like ass. pretty easy. It's just about learning patterns. Yeah, I'm not really... I mean, my friend Lance McDonald, who's, he plays a lot of Souls games on Twitch, he's always constantly encouraging me to play, actually give it a second chance. Because Bloodborne was one of the first games I actually got for my PlayStation 4. And I honestly just gave up after the first boss. I just thought, this is too much. What a Stuntman game. Stuntman Ignition Tactastic wasn't too bad, though. I'll have to replay Stuntman Ignition in the future. When I reviewed that, that was actually fun, trying to get the 5 stars. I very nearly got all 5... I nearly got 5 stars on every single stunt. Mind. Now, I think they do, Nando boy. I think they are slightly different, but yeah, if you're not into yeast, yeah, I can understand why people hate it. It certainly doesn't look very appetizing. I'll give you guys that. I take it back. One more race and we'll stop there. We're gonna play the music in the background as well. I just need to have lunch and go to the gym. It's currently 12:48 where I am at the moment. And I need to, because the gym closes at 4 p.m. and I'm usually at the gym for at least an hour. We'll see, Goosey. We'll see. Actually, speaking of Souls games, there is actually one Souls-like game that I've got in my collection that Lance actually gave me in the middle of one of these live streams, actually, because he came... Any of you guys remember when I played Halo Combat Evolved, and he actually... And then, a friend of mine actually came in the middle of the live stream? That was Lance McDonald. That was Lance. He actually gave me a free copy of Sekiro. And after seeing people play it on Twitch, Jesus H. Christ, that is such a hard game. Like, I told him, I don't think there's a good chance I'll even play the game. Because it was a sealed copy too, and I said, there's a good chance it's going to stay sealed until I die. Okay, start with the very first Dark Souls. Is there a remastered version of Dark Souls that I can play on a modern console? Or can I just play it on Twitch? I suppose I'm getting through the grind of Gran Turismo 3, which even that feels like a challenge itself, just trying to stay awake. Okay, there is a yes, there definitely is, actually, yeah. There should be, yeah, that makes sense, there should be. But yeah, I do have Sekiro in my collection. That's the only Souls-like game I've got in my collection, because he gave it to me as a free copy. He said he had multiple spare copies, so he just gave one to me. I'm like, alright. So yeah, I've got Sekiro on the Xbox One. Or Series X or whatever it is, but do not be surprised. Yeah, do not be surprised if I don't ever end up playing it at all. I think it'll only be one. I think the live stream will only be an hour long, and then I'll just give up out of frustration, Foxcat. I mean, you guys just saw it. I screamed fuck very loudly after... Screamed fuck very loudly, just from losing one race. Okay, it's fun. It's definitely fun to see people play it, of course, Goosey. And it is very satisfying if you do beat it. It's just that, yeah, just really shit at Souls games. Much like being kind of shit at turn-based RPGs. That's what I'm saying, Foxcat. Yeah, I really got to make sure I don't throw a controller, because right in front of me is this really nice. I'm using an LG OLED TV, a really nice TV. I really don't want to ruin it out of frustration because of. I'll help you with the rage, mate, because you got to keep your composure. No. That's the thing. That's the thing. If I wasn't playing, that's the thing. If I was playing all by myself, you'd be hearing. Yeah, I'd definitely be a lot. I'm usually much. That is actually kind of a good point, Goosey, because I do tend to lose my temper even more easily when no one's hearing, or at least I hope my neighbors aren't hearing anyway. I reckon this will be the last race, and I'll stop there because But yeah, it's good to finally get back into Gran Turismo 3, even if we're not sort of out of the tedious part of the playthrough. We got almost all the license tests out of the way, at least. Maybe an SBT Cobra might be the ticket, I reckon. Because it's the copper is quick enough for the Stars and Stripes events, so do those and then upgrade the Yaris and then do the championship for that. It's interesting. That's the thing with the Gran Turismo modes in the earlier GT games. There's no linear concrete way of doing it. You can sort of choose your own destiny, and that's kind of why we like them so much. But yeah, I usually like to get my challenge fix from roofing. I feel like I get my challenge fix from making videos about video games, if that makes sense. Hard games are it's just that with harder games, if they take longer because they're hard to beat, it means that it takes longer to make the video. Therefore, that means you guys got to wait longer for a video, and I hate when that happens. So that's why I feel like I got less patience when it comes to video games. I just like to get a good quick playthrough, get that good fix, get all the things I want to talk about so I get to the video straight away. I know that might be a mark of not enjoying it, but I get way less enjoyment from constantly dying over and over again. Doing retro achievements not really my kind of thing. We playing the good version or bad version? There's 2 F1 cars or 6. I don't know. This is the Power Region version. I don't know if that's probably a... Yeah, then I've got the shit version, unfortunately. I know, that's what we got in this region. I've got no choice, Oren. Good to see you. Unfortunately, you arrived at this stream just as I'm about to finish now, unfortunately, because, yeah. It is getting a bit tiring doing the same race over and over just so I can afford something half decent. That is true. It is satisfying. It is pretty satisfying, Goosey. I have been obviously, I have gotten that fix in Stuntman before. I know. I mean, at least we do get an F1 car. Anyway, we'll see. So, since I'm streaming on Twitch, no one's actually live on YouTube at the moment, no, so I might as well just end the stream there and then say good morning, afternoon, evening, good night, wherever you guys are, and just end it there. Yeah, it's actually a Gran Turismo 3 wallpaper now, guys. I'll just end it on YouTube here because no one's watching. There's nobody to say goodbye to. But at least we got the stream archived on YouTube. Don't forget to check it. By the way, might as well just put it here. If you want to see an archive of all these live streams, you can watch them on that YouTube channel. So if they disappear, if they disappear on this Twitch page, you can watch them on YouTube instead. So they don't be gone for 2 weeks. All right.